finding a moment, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 1 hour, where you can just be in a space of pause and you can check in on yourself. What's showing up in your mind? What was your dream about last night? How are you feeling before you entered the day? What's showing up in your body? So take that moment of pause. Hello, hello. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Hidden Alchemy by Sade. Whether you are listening to me over on Spotify or watching me here on YouTube, so much gratitude for having you here. And if it's your first time, my name is Sade. I am a wellness and holistic coach focusing on mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical practices to really help people tap into their personal power and really lead from their highest potential. So if you would like to learn more about my work, feel free to explore on my YouTube channel here, on my Spotify channel, or go over to my website, hiddenalchemybysade.com, where you can find all of my services and the treats that I offer. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and dive into today's podcast episode. For today, we are discussing 4 mental health practices that can really help to bring some calmness and ease to your nervous system. Now, this is important information for me, especially because I enjoy making sure that my nervous system is in a place of ease, especially with the work that I do, as well as just making sure that my mind and my mental health are in check before diving into my healing work that I do with clients, or really just engaging with the rest of the world, especially being in a place like New York City. These are practices that I have been incorporating into my life for the past few years, and it has really helped me to just have calmness and ease throughout my day to day. And I am really excited to share them with you. So let's go ahead and dive into step number 1, or routine number 1. And that is coming up with a morning routine or ritual. This is super important because how you start your day is going to determine how the rest of your day goes. And especially because when we start our day, we really have no idea what is going to take shape throughout our day, right? You can have your to-do list, you can have your calendar, but a lot of times you have to just let the day unfold. And especially being in a place like New York City, you really have no idea what your day is going to end up looking like, what you might see on the street, what you might see on the train, or what email you might get. So starting your day with a morning routine, a morning ritual, a morning practice is very important. And that practice is determined on what is best for you. So everyone doesn't have to have the same morning ritual and routine. A morning routine that works for me is, first of all, starting my day and drinking water, making sure that I'm hydrating myself as soon as I wake up, making sure that I am taking a moment of pause, so meditating, prayer, as well as mantra. And it just depends on what I need. If I'm waking up and there's a lot of thoughts rummaging through my mind, maybe from the night before or maybe from the dream that I had, then I'm going to journal. But usually I make sure to start my morning with self in some way, shape, or form. And I know there's probably people listening to my podcast that might have kids, that might have pets, or that just might be in an environment where there might be a lot of people. And that's perfectly fine. But finding a moment, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 1 hour, where you can just be in a space of pause and you can check in on yourself. What's showing up in your mind? What was your dream about last night? How are you feeling before you entered the day? What's showing up in your body? So take that moment of pause. So it's pause, meditation, prayer, mantra, movement, moving the body. And this is where making sure you're hydrated is important. Drink some water, start to move your body, notice what's showing up in your body. How is your body feeling today? And the reason why this is important is because, say for instance, you wake up and you're having a little bit of a stomach ache, or you're having a little bit of swelling somewhere, or you sprained your ankle, or whatever it is, being aware of how your body is before you start your day is going to let you know your boundaries and your limitations for the day. So another example is, say for instance, you wake up and you didn't sleep well. So you're acknowledging, okay, I'm a little bit tired. You're going to make sure throughout the rest of the day that you find ways to conserve your energy because you have taken a moment to realize I am not my 100% today, or I am my 100% today. So this is how much I can give. So taking that moment to just pause, meditate, know what's going on in your mind, journal, get what's going on in your mind out of your mind, do some movement so you can shift the energy around and really just stretch your body so that you can move through the day with a little bit more fluidity and a little bit more ease. And then depending on what's going on, maybe you need a moment of prayer. Maybe that's you connecting with a higher power in some way. And maybe you just need a little bit of mantra, something to bring your mind to some stillness and some ease. So that's how I start my morning routine or my morning ritual. And I invite you to figure out what is a routine that you can do majority of the week. Now, I'm not going to say every day. There might be one day that you wake up late, it's a weekend, and you don't need to do that routine specifically to keep you grounded. But I would say, what is something that brings you some ease, brings you some clarity? You want to start your morning with ease because you have a full day to get through, and you don't want to start it in chaos if you can eliminate that, because you don't know what the rest of your day is going to bring. So when you start your day with some ease, then you can move through the rest of your day with that ease. And that is really what meditation helps to do. Bring the mind to ease and clarity so that you can be very clear and responsive through the rest of your day. So that's step number one. Another step for healthy ways of just calming your nervous system and just mental health tips: screen time, limiting your screen time and being more disciplined. And this is something that probably wasn't relevant 15 to 20 years ago, but it's definitely relevant now. If you can eliminate screen time in the morning, allow yourself a pause. And of course, if your alarm is on your phone, that doesn't count, right? But checking emails, checking your text messages, checking your calls, if you can just take a minute of your time in the morning to just focus on yourself, eliminate some of that screen time, it'll help you to bring yourself into more ease, more clarity before getting bombarded with social media, with the emails, with the text messages. Because the reality is, our screen time shifts our focus, right? So if you wake up and the first thing you do is check your phone, your energy, your attention, your focus is going directly outside of yourself and into whatever you're looking at in your phone. Disciplining yourself and not spending too much time on your phone in the morning, or even just disciplining yourself throughout the rest of the day, can really help to bring more ease and more clarity in your mind and for your nervous system. And another thing that works for me is being intentional about my screen time. So if I find myself clicking an app just for the sake of clicking the app, which is so normal, I really try to reel myself back in and say, okay, do I need to look at this app right now? What are my intentions of looking at this app? Because something that could have started as saying, I'm bored, let me just go on the app, or let me just check my text messages, let me go on YouTube, let me, check whatever on my phone, can easily turn into 30 minutes to an hour of you just scrolling. And whatever you're viewing on that device is going to shift your emotions, it's going to shift your mind, it's going to shift your mood, and it's going to shift your focus. So being very disciplined with screen time, especially in the morning, if you can spend at least 1 to 2 hours of your morning when you awake not doing anything on your phone, it will help to bring so much more ease to your nervous system as well as your mind. Another tip is physical activity. If you are a person who wakes up and it takes you a little bit more time to fully wake up, putting yourself in some physical activity is going to not only help to stimulate your mind, stimulate your blood flow, as well as bring flexibility, but it's also going to help you to feel more connected to your body. When you feel connected to your core, you feel connected to your body, you're exercising, you're sweating, it's helping you to get very energized. And it's also helping you to detox. So it's really preparing you for your day, especially if you do it, if you're a person who works out in the morning, or even if you're a person who works out at night. I do feel like working out can help to prepare you for rest, to release energy. But physical activity when you wake up, and it doesn't have to be too strenuous, but something to get your blood flowing, your limbs stretching, maybe even your heart rate going. It's literally preparing your body for the day. So physical activity when you wake up, and it also helps with digestion. So if you're a person who likes to use the bathroom in the morning, right? We all go, so let's not feel awkward talking about it. Physical activity will help to eliminate what you don't need, get yourself ready, get yourself motivated, right? If you're doing a workout that is causing you to sweat and build muscle and you're energized, you're getting motivated to tackle whatever you have to go through for the rest of your day. And you're also eliminating things out of your body that you don't need. So physical activity is always my number one go-to when I need a little bit more calmness in my mind, calmness in my nervous system, especially if I know that I have a long day ahead. I'm definitely going to get myself in the zone and prepare my body for what the day might unfold. Now, the fourth and final tip is your gut health. Gut health is something that we do not prioritize as much as we should. And the reason being is our body is the vehicle that carries us through our day. So the gas and the fuel that we put into our body is very important. And if we are eating anything that messes with the gut, it is going to affect us for the rest of the day, especially because your gut and your brain are two in the same. And what I mean by that is, even if you think about it in a literal sense, when you think about the physical shape of the intestines and you think about the physical shape of the brain, they are very similar in the way that they look. And when your brain health is off, say for instance, you're struggling with anxiety, it's going to affect your gut. If you're struggling with anything in the gut, it's going to affect your mood. It's going to affect your brain, your ability to think, your ability to remember, your ability to stay awake and energized. All of that starts in the gut. So figuring out the foods that make you feel nourished, that make you feel well, alive, stimulated, and energized, and prioritizing those foods every day. And when I say gut health, it doesn't mean that you have to be a person who eats perfect. Nobody eats perfect. No one is perfect. No one needs to be perfect. But when you prioritize foods that help you to feel grounded in your body, that help with your digestion, that help you to have a lot of energy, that help you to feel awake, that is going to really bring ease to your mind and your nervous system, because our body is one big machine and all of the parts work together. One part is not separate from the other. So most of our nerves are really placed and kept here in our gut. So when we take care of our gut health and we're eating the right foods and we're hydrating, that's why I said part of my morning ritual is making sure I drink water as soon as I wake up, because when we're staying hydrated, we're getting ready to flush things out that we don't need. And we're telling our body, prepare. We're getting ready to start the day. So let's calm the nerves. Let's bring movement to the body. Let's bring ease to the mind. And then we can carry on with a nice, grounded, strong, and firm nervous system. So these are my 4 tips that I have been incorporating into my daily routine for years that have really helped me. And in those moments where I need a little bit more cushion, I make sure that I amp these tips up for myself. So I maybe get a little bit more extra sleep. I maybe spend a little bit more time working out and stretching. I maybe spend a little bit more time off of my phone, right? Spend a little bit more time journaling, just depending on what I need. But these are the key things that really help me to feel calm, to feel at ease, and to have a lot of mental clarity so that I can tackle the day from a place of response instead of a place of reactiveness. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. I would love, love, love to hear what your tips, what your tricks, what your routines are. How do you take care of your mental health? How do you calm down your nervous system? Because at the end of the day, your mental health is your top priority. So thank y'all so much. And I cannot wait to see you for our next episode.